Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm Rochell, aka Roseyfro, and welcome to my channel. So today we're going to do a little bit of a refresh of a twist out on my old twist out hair. I think this twist out lasted for like 3 to 4 days, and you can see it's lost its definition and it's dry and it's frizzy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to refresh this twist out by retwisting my hair, and we're going to start off with making sure we've got some water. I've got warm water in there because I've got low porosity hair, so I want to make sure that the water goes in. And of course you'll need some hair ties and some clips just to make sure that you can section your hair. And then I like to use a Denman brush or just something that can clump my curls together. Then for products, I'm going to go in with some argan oil to seal off the moisture. And obviously, I can't get it to show you what it is, but you know what it is. And then for my moisturizer, I'm going to use some Cream of Nature Pure Honey Twisting Butter. So let's get started. So my first step is to split off my hair just down the middle. It's easier for me to do my twists when I do it this way. I'm just going to section each half into, I think I'm going to do 4 pieces or 4 parts. 4 sections, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to secure it with a pom-pom or a clip. Okay, so now that I've got 4 sections, I basically take one of the 4 sections and I just lightly spritz it with some water. What I'm trying to do here is infuse moisture back into my hair, just to make it easier to manage, but also just to make sure that we get the section moisturized. So you can see that the droplets are sitting on top of my hair because I've got low porosity hair, and I have to really just rub that in to get the moisture to infuse. So I'm taking this section and I'm splitting it even further into a smaller section. And I'd say this would make about a medium-sized twist. It's not very small, it's not very large. And I didn't use any tool to section it off. I just used my fingers, and the water really helped me with that. Okay, so once I've got my section and I've got some water in it, I'm going to take some of my moisturizing product. And in this case, it's my twisting butter. I'm just going to take that many, and I'm going to add it to the section. I'm really just rubbing it in, making sure I rake it through and getting rid of any tangles or knots in the meantime. Once I've got that through, I'm going to take my Denman brush, just do some further detangling, but also just get the curls to clump together and to get it defined. Once I've got that step down, I'm going to take a little bit more product as I see fit or where I see it's necessary, based on how my hair feels. A lot of the times to the ends and then to the root as well, because I don't want the root to be too puffy. So I make sure I get some product at the root. I just continue raking that through, making sure the curls start to form. And this is really going to give you a nice, smooth and defined twist out. So once my moisturizer is in my hair, I'm going to take some of my oil, just pour that into my hand. Small little bit of oil. I'm going to warm it up in my hands, rub it together, and then just smooth it over that section, starting from the ends and working my way up to the roots along the hair shaft completely. I want to make sure that it is as smooth as possible, because that's really going to give you a good looking twist out. Okay, so once I've completed adding the products, I just go through with the Denman brush once more to make sure that everything is smooth and detangled. And then I just go ahead and twist up those 2 sections. I twist it all the way from the root. And as I go along, I just feel for any knots or tangles at the end. And I just smooth that out with my Denman brush to make sure that it is completely tangle free. And I keep twisting up until about maybe, I'd say about a centimeter or a half a centimeter. And from there onwards, I'm just going to, you'll see it in a bit, twist it around my finger or twirl it around my finger just to form one little finger coil at the end of my twist. And I really like this because when you take your twists out, to wear it as a twist out, you are going to see that the ends are nice and defined. It's nice and curly, and that's really going to give your twist out, you know, that extra oomph, especially if you enjoy picking your twist out and making sure that it's got good volume. You won't lose, or at least it won't look as if all the definition is lost, because the ends will be really coily. So that's very cool. So I'm just going to continue these steps right across my head, and I'll be back. Or anything. So I'm not too concerned about that, but please do what works best for your hair. So you can see I'm splitting that section into two, and I am just twisting the parts around each other. I wanted to give you a close-up view so you could see what I was doing. You can see that I'm holding it very tightly. I'm not doing it very loosely because I really want the curls to come out as defined as they can. And smoothing my Denman brush through the hair again, you know, if I feel that there are any knots that I've missed. Keeping it very tight, as you can see, looking like a rope, a very tight rope. And you know the drill. When I come to the end, I take the bottom and I just twirl it around my finger. And with a snap of my fingers, I have completed all of my hair. I wish it were that quick and easy. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to let it air dry. It'll take about 24 to 48 hours depending, and I'll be back. Hey guys, so it is 48 hours later, and my great tip to you would be to wait until your hair has dried completely. It needs to be completely dry. So to take my hair down, I'm going to use some of this avocado oil. And that is my tip to you as well. When you take down your hair, make sure you've got oiled up hands so that your hands can glide over the twists to cause as little frizz as possible. So I have coated my hands in oil. I am now just going to, put some of that oil in my hair. I'm just going to press it in. As you can see, nothing too hectic. I'm not trying to make the hair super oily, but I'm just going to press that in so that my hands can glide over it. And then I'm going to tie it up into sections so that I can easily get to the twist so that we can get to unraveling it. So to unravel, I'm just going to take a little more oil, add it into my hands, make sure that it glides over. I'm going to take one twist at a time, and I'm going to untwirl the little end twirl that I made when I twisted my hair up, and then I'm just going to unravel it in the opposite direction. So I'm not trying to be too rough or too crazy. I'm just trying to get it to be split. Instead of one twist, I want them to be split again into two pieces of hair. So with that one piece of hair, I'm just going to, try to shake it loose and get to where it naturally wants to split. With a little bit of manipulation, I eventually get to somewhere where it wants to split. You can see it's going to form a little bit of frizz, but that's not the worst thing. I don't mind it. And I obviously did the best I could to minimize the frizz, so I'm not going to beat myself up about that. And you can see I just twirled the end there around my finger where I saw that it was, not as curly at the end. And I am just going to continue this splitting of the twists across my whole head. So I'm going to untwirl the twirl I made at the end, the little curl, the little finger coil, and then I'm going to take each strand and split it into two. I'm going to try and figure out where it naturally wants to split instead of trying to force it to break apart. So here we are at the last twist, and after about maybe 20 to 30 minutes, I have unraveled and untwisted my hair as much as possible. With the first round, I will go back in and just see which sections I can retwirl, as you can see. And also, I'm just, checking the volume, checking the definition, feeling around if there are any twists that still feel clumpy. And I feel like I can take it apart just a little bit more. I'm going to do that and just continue that across the rest of my head until I am happy with the amount of unraveling that I've done. So I'm very, very pleased with the way this turned out for an old, a twist out on dry hair. You can see it doesn't have tons of volume, but it's got good definition. And you can either choose to wear it like this with lots of definition, or if you're like me, you're going to just want to pick out the roots a little bit, also just to close those parts that you had created when you twisted your hair. So I do like a little more volume, but just proceed with caution, because With volume comes frizz, and if that is not your vibe, you know what you have to do. Don't manipulate too much. Just splitting my hair into parts and just picking it at the root just a little bit so I can get some volume, and immediately you can see the difference. Like, you can see how much bigger the one side is compared to the other that hasn't been picked yet. And as I go through that section, obviously I also just feel through if there are any other little twists that I missed. So I'm just going to go back in on the other side, and I am going to pick out the roots as much as I can. You can of course also see that I've got quite a bit of shrinkage, which is also normal for your first day. And if you don't want that, there are ways in which you can stretch your hair. You can either take a blow dryer to the roots, you can band it up, you can tie it up, you can do lots of things to just stretch them out. For me, though, on the first day, I'm not going to do very much because I want to keep that definition in. So I'm just going to continue to feel through my hair. You can see that I'm just going to keep touching, keep fluffing until I get to a point where I'm satisfied with the way that it looks and the way that it feels. And this, of course, is a personal preference again. So please go through your hair and figure out, how you like it. And that is it for me. You can see it's got good movement, and it is defined, and it is cute, and it is fluffy. And as the days go by, it'll obviously get bigger, it will get fluffier, it'll get a little bit frizzier. But I am so happy with this, and this is a way in which I just stretch out my hairstyle until, my next wash day, especially if the wash day is not around the corner, or if I've got another event to go to, or I just want to do my hair and feel cute again. I'll just refresh it with another twist out, which takes a lot quicker than the first time when I twist it, when I do it on wash day. So this is a way in which you can just get that cute look back. I hope that you've enjoyed it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and share it with any of your friends or family members who you think could benefit from this. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video, God willing. Bye.